this week's episode, we finally get to head north to a special spot on the island.
I found that photo in the sofa.
The long drive from Victoria to Cathedral Grove is worth the trip alone, and there are a million things to see along the way.
So I guess there's much I never told you, like who I am.
The rain continues to be relentless here on Vancouver Island, but at least the highways are open again. We can't let the weather detour us from an adventure.
Grew up on 913 of Blue Rock. Memories of 6 kids running around those halls. Then out in the California sunshine, we wore no shoes through.
This island has so much to offer, and we could spend a lifetime exploring it, and that wouldn't be such a bad thing in the end anyway. We've decided to not take our home for granted, and are trying to ensure the kids have a healthy respect for the world in which they live. That all starts with experiencing it firsthand, and not from behind the screen of a phone or a tablet. Vancouver Island holds so much history, so many beautiful places, and all the experiences a person could have here would take a lifetime.
Mom packed me a brown bag every day.
Traveling and visiting these places in the off-season has a few advantages. For one, there is no one around, which helps the current climate of the world. It teaches the kids that being uncomfortable is okay, and that even though there are challenges, most can be overcome.
Making bids on Mom's fresh cookies. And I quit playing ball at age 15. Traded my...
So this is Cathedral Grove, and what you hear behind me is that stream. You can also hear the traffic because we're right beside the road, but this grove is on the way to Tofino, Port Alberni area, and it's an old growth forest full of old growth trees with all these crazy boardwalks everywhere that you go. It's a really cool area. If you are on your way through to Tofino or Port Alberni, I would recommend stopping at Cathedral Grove and taking a look at all the trees and stuff. It's a pretty interesting place.
Cathedral Grove, or Macmillan Provincial Park, is located on the road to Port Alberni, and it is a park that aims to preserve a section of lush old-growth forest. Indigenous peoples have had a long history of stewarding the land that Cathedral Grove sits upon, and these trees here provided these nations with raw materials to build shelters, clothing, tools, and canoes for transportation. When Europeans settled on Vancouver Island, the land became the property of logging companies. Cathedral Grove was bestowed its name by Governor-General Viscount Willingdon in 1920, and even then it was a popular place for tourists to visit. The general public tried to petition the government to protect the park for future generations, but were unsuccessful. Only in 1944, when a forester named H.R. Macmillan donated the 136 hectares, was it declared a Class A provincial park. This process took 3 years to accomplish.
Maybe we can change our world around.
The park's trail networks are extensive and easy to access right from the parking lot on the edge of the highway that cuts through the park. This is a wonderful place that even those with mobility issues can easily enjoy. The trees here are around 800 years in age and are amongst the oldest and tallest in Canada. The grove is home to Douglas fir, western hemlock, grand fir, and western red cedars. It is the most accessible grove on Vancouver Island. Although the park is protected, logging around the park boundary, particularly clear-cutting, destroyed the wind barrier around the grove. And when a strong storm in 1997 hit, The grove saw extensive damage. Some of the largest trees in the park at the time were toppled, and to this day, some trails remain closed.
Maybe
Even though the rain never lets up this time of year and the snow is slowly creeping down the mountains from higher elevations, we couldn't be happier to get out there and see more of the beautiful parts of our home.
it cease to change. Time it gives you more than you can make. Oh,
Visiting the park as a family is truly amazing, and teaching the kids about the history of the park and the ecosystems that make places like this so special is always inspirational. We are happy that places like these exist and will be there for future generations to enjoy and experience.
Crazy, hey? Look at all the little holes. All the little holes.
We have big plans for future adventures as a family, and we encourage you to make the time and take your own adventures. Get lost in your own backyard and enjoy the time you have with the ones you love. And as always, I wish you were here.
maybe we can change our world around. Maybe we can waste this fertile